sitting in our seated easy pose. And we're going to focus on our breathing. Go ahead and close your eyes. Today we're going to work on some de-stressing. We're going to have a little bit of fun with our holiday themed poses again. But we're going to start with some de-stressing, which starts with our breathing. Place your palms facing upward on your knees. And you're going to inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. This even breathing can bring balance to your system. Remember that breathing is our pranayama. It is our life force. It is what brings in new energy, new oxygen. It is the very basic key to our yoga. So go ahead and take some nice deep breaths for me. Contract the back of our throat. So this is our Ujjayi breathing. This is going to create a small ocean sound in your head and in your throat. Could be just subtle so that you can hear it. It could be loud enough for your neighbors to hear it. But we want to make sure that we try to keep with this Ujjayi breathing the whole practice today. We also want to try to keep with our even breathing for our practice today to try to bring some balance and relaxation into our practice. Bring your shoulders up really high to your ears. Exhale, roll them back. Inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. Make sure your pelvic is tilted, your pelvic bone, so that you're up nice and straight. You don't want to be hunched at all when you're sitting like this. You want to have your pelvic tilted so that you're sitting up. Your sits bones, the bottom of your pelvic bone, are nice and grounded. Your back is up nice and straight. Your head is up nice and straight. There's an energy force pulling the top of your head to pull you nice and upright. So on your own breath, keep bringing those shoulders up on your inhale and rolling back on your exhale. You can even bring them forward first and then up and then back and then down. And that would be a full circle in your shoulder girdle joint. Moving with our breath with everything that we do. If I tell you to move on an inhale, you don't need to skip your exhale or hold your breath. You just want to move with your next inhale or your next exhale. Now, on your next exhale, I want you to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And you can lean to the right just a little bit and let gravity kind of push on your head for you. Bring your chin kind of upward a little bit so that it's really working on these side neck muscles. These are your sternocleidomastoid and your scalene muscles and even the top of your trap. And these can hold a lot of tension for us. It connects into your jaw, into the back of your head, down into your shoulder, and your clavicle and your sternum. And when we go ahead and inhale up to center, exhale to the left. When we hold a lot of tension or have a lot of stress, we tend to hold our shoulders really tight and up towards our ears. We work on bringing our shoulders away from our ears a lot in yoga. And so when we have a lot of stress, we have a lot of tension in these muscles. So we're gonna work on trying to get them to relax today, stretch them out, reduce some tension in your jaw and maybe in your neck, your shoulders, your head. Bring your ear right to that shoulder and then your chin rotates. And if you can't quite get the chin to rotate all the way yet, that's okay. Just get as far as the range of motion that you can get. If you inhale up to the center, exhale to the right again. If you do this a little bit each day, this will help with your neck range of motion, which will decrease the stress that you hold in your neck. And it will help with tension headaches, and it will help with jaw clenching, and it will help with overall stress and anxiety feelings that you can have throughout your day. And inhale to the center and exhale to the other side. And I'm just going to adjust your head a little bit for you. I'm trying to get you this head forward a little bit. There you go. Does that feel different? Okay. And we're holding these for long periods of time so that we can really let those muscles know that it's safe and that it's okay to relax, because our muscles hold emotions and they tighten when they feel threatened or stressed. So it's our body's safety mechanism, is to tighten to protect something. We do it when we have an injury or when, it's a fight or flight mechanism. We tighten up so that we have the ability to defend ourselves. When inhale up straight, last time to the right. And we don't need to always be in fight or flight moments, right? Our necks don't need to protect our throat and our brain and our spinal cord as much as it thinks that it needs to. That's the other part of really belly breathing too. It activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which will help to calm your nervous system and activate the relaxation. It'll deactivate the fight or flight. So make sure when you're doing your even deep Ujjayi breathing that you're breathing into your belly first. You really want to get into that bottom part of the lungs. Inhale up to center, exhale last time to the left. Inhale up to center, and we're gonna start to move on our breath. You can have your eyes open or closed at this point. You're gonna inhale and you're gonna bring your chin to your shoulder. So we're gonna inhale to the right. Try to bring your chin as far over. You should feel these neck muscles stretch. And then you're gonna exhale, stay there. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale. Inhale, come to the left. Exhale. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale. Now we're gonna move a little bit quicker on your breath. You're gonna inhale and exhale a movement with each inhale and exhale. So inhale to the right, exhale to come center. Inhale to the left, exhale to come to center. Keep moving on your own breath. When you feel even, we're gonna move into some neck circles. So you're gonna inhale up, exhale the bottom half of the circle. Inhale up, exhale for the bottom half of the circle. Move nice and slow. And if you find a spot that's a little sticky, you can stay there for a minute and go back and forth. Inhale and exhale. When you feel ready, you can go the other direction. You feel even, meet in the center. Inhale, arms up, stretch nice and tall. Exhale, through heart center. Do this a few times, warming up our shoulders and our breath. Exhale through heart center. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. This time we're gonna inhale, we're gonna twist to the right. Inhale, exhale to twist. Take an inhale here, one exhale. And we're gonna inhale back to the center. Exhale to twist. One inhale, one exhale. Inhale back to center. Inhale, exhale to twist to the right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. One inhale and one exhale. Inhale back to the center. This time we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer, okay? So inhale nice and tall. Exhale. Your left arm is on the outside of your left knee. Your left hand is on the outside of your right knee, your right arm is behind you, and we're gonna inhale and exhale to twist more. When you find a spot that feels good for your twist, you can stay there, but keep doing your deep inhales and your deep exhales. If you'd like to twist a little bit more each time, every time you inhale, think about lengthening your spine up towards the sky. And exhale to twist more into those ribs. And we're gonna hold. Twists are really important for detoxifying and reducing stress. It helps to push out anything that is no longer serving you, helps to cleanse the organs, the lymphatic system, and it helps to constrict part of your blood flow, which then when you untwist will bring in all fresh blood and oxygen that will help clean and rejuvenate that part of your body. Last time, nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. And we're gonna inhale and come to the center, bring up nice and tall. We're gonna hold here for just a breath. Let everything kind of settle on that right side. Inhale, and then exhale, twist to the left. Right hand is on the outside of the left knee, left hand is behind you. Again, you can inhale up tall each time and exhale, twist a little more. Where you can find one spot, then you hold it where you're comfortable. This is your practice. You take whatever space you need and as much of a twist as you need. If you can, try to keep your knees nice and relaxed down. We're not pulling up on our knees. We're just rotating. You can leverage on your knee a little bit as long as you're not pulling it up at all. Relax your head back a little bit. So you want your left ear over your left shoulder blade a little bit. Make sure your jaw is nice and relaxed. No clenching of the jaw or grinding of the teeth. One more deep breath here. One more exhale and twist. Inhale, come back to the center. Arms above your head. Interlace your fingers, letting your pointers out and your thumbs out. Let both ribs set. Kind of come back to center. Wiggle around if you need to. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, and we're gonna side bend to the right. Going to compress the organs on this right side, pushing all the toxins out, helping to detoxify and to clean out those organs. So we have the spleen and the kidneys over here. On the left side, we have the liver. Most people have a gallbladder on their right side as well. I just happen not to have one. But as soon as we release this side bend, we'll get a nice surge of oxygen and blood into those organs and we're pushing right now those toxins out of the organs so that when we come up, they can go into our lymphatic system and we can urinate them out. So water's very important. Make sure that with your arms that you're pushing up really tall. Your biceps are by your ears. Inhale, come up straight. Exhale to the left. If your arms get tired at all, you can bring them to heart center. If your shoulders start to get tired, just make sure you're not leaning forward at all, that you're rocking your shoulders back so that you're really doing the proper side bend. So whichever one is better for your shoulders is fine. Inhale up to the center and exhale, we're gonna forward fold. And we're gonna hold here for a bit of time to make sure that you're breathing that Ujjayi breath. can let gravity just press you down, or you can use your fingers to walk forward a little bit at a time and place your hands on the ground. That will give you a little bit of grip to pull down. Take some nice deep breaths. Let your chest come a little bit closer to the ground each time. Who doesn't like yoga with little puppies? Oh my goodness. Okay, you can stay here. Inhale up nice and tall. Arms above your head. Exhale down heart center. We have a friend helping us with yoga today. This is Cora. He's so cute, Mom. And I want you to switch which leg is in front for me, so that, because we are working on a lot of our upper body right now, but when we are doing the side bends in this seated easy pose, we're also stretching into our hip flexors, and our hip joint and our glutes and all of that. So we gotta make sure that we stretch evenly on both hips. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down, heart center. Inhale up, and we're gonna side bend to the right on our exhale. Make sure you keep breathing. Inhale up to the center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, forward fold. With each deep inhale, let your chest rise just a tad, so that when you exhale, you can fold down even further. She's whining. She might have to potty. She's whining. She's so sweet. Inhale up tall. Exhale, hands through heart center. The other place that we hold a lot of our emotional tension in and our stress is our hips. So now we're gonna work on our hips. I know you guys are so excited. So we're gonna bring your legs out in front of you. You're gonna put your hand next to your glutes, your fingers pointing your toe towards your toes. This is our staff pose, okay? We're gonna roll your shoulders back. Your shoulder girdle muscle should be nice and warm, so this should be pretty easy. Point the toes, flex the toes, point the toes, flex the toes. Do it with your breath. And then on an inhale, you're gonna bring your legs as wide as you can get them. I want you to keep your toes nice and flexed though, okay? Inhale up tall. Exhale to forward fold. By keeping your toes flexed, which means they're pointed toward the ceiling, we're gonna activate these calves and these hamstrings a little bit more. It's gonna make it so you can't bend towards the ground quite as deeply, but you'll get a more intense stretch on the back of your legs, which is really important for us to do now so that when we really start to get into your hip muscles, they're already, your leg muscles are already a little bit more relaxed than they were before. Again, same thing, inhale nice and deep, fill up those bellies so your chest might come up away from the ground a little bit. And then you exhale to come down even closer. Now I'd like you to point your toes. Even if you have to like help scoop your heels in a little bit, this will stretch out the tops of the ankles and the feet, the shin muscles. If you ever get like shin splints, this is really good for that. And it'll still get these hamstrings and these inner leg muscles as well. So deep inhale, exhale, come closer to the ground. Inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Bring your legs back together. You're gonna bend your right leg so that it's behind you. So you want the top of your ankle on the floor if you can. If you can't, the side of your foot is fine. It's just a little bit more pressure on your knee that way. So if it bothers you, let me know. And then you're gonna bring the left foot to the right knee. We're gonna inhale up nice and tall, and we're gonna do another twist. So we're gonna bring the right hand to the left knee. We're gonna bring the left hand behind you. Inhale, exhale to rotate. Inhale up tall, exhale to rotate. One more time. Inhale up tall. Exhale to rotate the furthest you can, bringing your ear over your shoulder blade. And now hold and take some nice deep belly breaths from here. Right now, you want to make sure both of your hips are still on the ground. On your next inhale, come up nice and tall. Exhale, you're going to rotate more, but you're going to let that right hip come off the ground a little bit. And this is going to stretch into these right hip flexors a little bit. Maybe even some of these left ab muscles. Go ahead and exhale to unwind. We're going to switch our feet. So left foot is bent behind us. Right foot is touching the left knee. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale up. Exhale to twist to the right. Make sure both There you go. Make sure both glutes are still on the ground. Inhale up tall, exhale to rotate. One more time. Inhale up straight, exhale to rotate. Make sure that right ear is over your right shoulder blade a little bit. Take some nice deep breaths here, filling up that lower belly. Now we're gonna inhale up nice and tall, exhale, rotate a little bit more to the right, letting that left hip come up off the ground a little bit, getting into maybe that left quad or hip flexor, the right abs or obliques. Inhale to unwind. And then you're gonna come onto your tabletop. So hands are underneath your shoulder, knees are underneath your hips. Exhale, round that back, bringing that belly button to the spine for your cat. Inhale. For your cow, arching the back, bringing your chest towards the sky and your tailbone up towards the sky. We're not leading with our neck or kinking our neck. We're leading with our chest and our tailbone or pelvic to move the vertebrae and the back. Move like this on your own breath. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. When you feel even, I would like you to bring your toes together and your knees wide and push back into your child's pose. We're gonna hold this for some time. This is gonna be the beginning of really getting into some of our hip muscles, our deep hip muscles. So try to still inhale into that low belly. Let your belly fill up between your legs. And then exhale and try to let your hips come closer to your heels. You can have your hands all the way extended out to stretch out your shoulders and your back, or you can have them more bent, however you're comfortable. On your next inhale, come up into your tabletop again. We're gonna move into pigeon, but we're gonna do it from here. So you're gonna slide your right knee towards your right ankle, and then bring your right foot across towards your left wrist. Then walk your left foot back with your toes until you're satisfied with how far back your leg is. And then you're gonna come down onto your forearms. And you're gonna breathe. Maybe you come down all the way to your forehead. Continue that belly breathing. You should feel your belly against your calf or close to it. Inhale deeply, filling up that belly, calming your nervous system. Try to relax into both hips evenly. On your next inhale, walk up onto the palms of your hands. Make sure your left toes are really flat so that your foot's not inward or outward. We're going to activate a small back bend. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt it. Bringing to show you though, I think. Now place those toes into the mat. Lift up that knee. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Relax those neck. You should be able to move your neck around without problem in this pose. We're really getting into this left front hip flexors here. And when you're ready, you're gonna push back into your downward dog. Tailbone to the sky, head between your biceps. Shake out that hip at one leg if you need to. And then we're going to come into our pigeon on the left. So bringing that left knee to the left ankle, left foot towards the right ankle, wrist. Not ankles, wrists. Those are wrists on your hands. And walk back your right leg. Come down onto your forearms. Again, make sure your foot is all the way flat and not turned to one side or the other so that you can really get into those hip flexor muscles. You can come down onto your forehead if you'd like. Just make sure you continue your nice belly breathing. Next inhale, come up onto your palms. Leave your legs right where they are. Activate that slight back bend. You might notice that one side's a little tighter than the other. For me, it's always my left hip is a little tighter than my right, and that's okay. Shoulders away from your ears. And put those right toes into the mat. Lift up that right knee. Let that right hip drop just a tad. I do know that these are opposite mechanisms we're activating. We're relaxing the hip, but also contracting the leg to keep it elevated. But that is part of yoga. And it will get into those deep hip muscles that get so tight, and the front of our hips particularly hold a lot of emotional stress. Holidays are very fun and very loving and very festive, but also very stressful. So we're going to try to release some of that emotional stress stored in those muscles. When you're ready, push back into your downward dog. Feel free to pedal through your feet if you'd like. And then we're going to walk up to meet our hands in our forward fold. And inhale, half up, just enough to flatten our back out. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna step our feet out really wide for a wide-legged forward fold. So, hands on the hips, toes pointed inward slightly. And we're gonna hinge at our hips, so we're gonna keep our back nice and flat. We're gonna push our hips back, and we're gonna exhale. We're going to come down, 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 our hands meet, and then at the very end, if you need to roll your back, you can. With each inhale, if you come up a little bit, that's fine. Each exhale, bring your forehead closer to the mat. Start to heel toe your feet together until you meet in a regular downward or forward fold. And inhale, half up, flatten out that back. Exhale to forward fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up to extended mountain pose. Exhale through heart center. We're almost done, but I do want to practice our festive pose that we worked on this weekend. Since you were both, oh John, you weren't here, you didn't see it. Oh my goodness. We're gonna work on our tree pose, but we're gonna be Christmas trees. It's gonna be so exciting. Okay. So start with your right foot into the mat. Bring your left heel to your ankle. When you have your balance, make sure you're staring at one spot. Here, I'll move out of your vision. Stare at one spot to help with your balance. When you have balance here, bring your foot up to your calf. and breathe. When you have balance here, you can go ahead and bring your foot up to your thigh, avoiding your knee. At this point, you want to make sure you're pressing into your thigh with your foot and your thigh and your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot.
What?
Yes, you have to press on both sides.
You know how good my balance is.
That's okay. Trees sway all the time. It's allowed.
This one falls.
That's okay too. When you're ready, you can bring your arms out like branches and be our Christmas tree on the right side, which was really adorable when we all had the Christmas decorations on. It was so much fun. I think I was more entertained than everyone else, which is totally fine with me. And when you're ready, go ahead and let your leg come softly down. And we're gonna switch to the left. So hands at heart center, heel comes to just above your ankle, then move to your calf. And these mats are extra squishy, so it's harder to balance on these ones. When you're ready, you can bring your foot all the way. Yes, look at you go. Sorry, I distracted you. Sorry, I was excited. When you're ready, you bring your arms out like our Christmas tree. It's okay if you sway a little bit, or if you fall, just come back into it. Really working on those stabilizer muscles. Go ahead and let your leg come down, hands at heart center. And we're gonna prepare for Shavasana. Go ahead and sit down and just roll all the way back. Flat on our backs, we're gonna rotate our shoulders underneath of us, palms up. Your arms can be wherever you're most comfortable. Take your right heel and kick it out into the corner of your right mat, just to create some space in that hip joint. Same thing with your left leg. Adjust your glutes however you need to be super comfy. And we're gonna come back to that 2-part breath. Inhale for a count of 5, exhale for a count of 5. In yoga, Shavasana has been said to be the most important pose of all. To be able to lie still and to focus inward and feel the changes that you've made in your body in the last hour. It is an important time, and you want to make sure that you get the most out of your Shavasana as you can. If you notice some distractions, just think of them like fluffy clouds in the sky. You can notice them and watch them go by. That could be thoughts or noises or worries. Just focus on your breath every time and feel your body relax down. Please stay in your Shavasana for at least about 2 minutes. But you're more than welcome to stay in as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.